Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. One of my favorite chart analysts has predicted that Bitcoin would spearhead the next impulsive rise in the cryptocurrency market. What we should be hoping and expecting XRP to accomplish based on past performance is precisely what it is doing right now, I can assure you of that. Let me tell you something regarding the last market cycle. XRP had an impulsive price increase around 5 months before it reached its cycle top in 2021. At that time, it was around $2. I don't even know where to begin, but in October of 2020, it was 20-something cents. What it was then skyrocketed to about 80 cents in only a week or two. Let the SEC handle this garbage. However, in 2020, it did experience that sudden surge to the upside. The absurdity at the SEC aside, XRP nevertheless managed to reach almost $2 5 months later. Thus, there is a great deal of historical support for this. This was also true in 2017, as I stated in yesterday's video. You may recall that XRP's price went from approximately half a penny to more than 40 cents before tumbling again. The range of that cycle was 15 to 20 cents, or somewhere around that, for around 65 days. After then, it continued its icy surge to much than $4. So, it's not out of the ordinary for this to make a hasty adjustment before we reach a new record high. If that's the case, then it's little wonder a lot of XRP watchers are predicting that the cryptocurrency will make a significant move above $1 at some point this year. Even though it seems implausible at the time, everyone eventually comes to accept it as inevitable after it happened. Yes, I will not let myself be distracted by the negativity at this moment. Alright, because XRP has a lot of naysayers. People who own property for the long run tend to be impatient. I mean, I feel bad for you, but really, just give yourself a break and consider the historical precedent. After all, that should settle matters. Additionally, I brought up the question of whether or not the crypto asset class has seen significant inflows this week. By the way, that is true even though Bitcoin's price has essentially been moving in a flat line. The total value of all stable coins has increased, which is good news because it follows a continuous drop for about 18 months, according to the Wilmington. It appears like December will mark the second consecutive month with an increase, and it's still that, well, that's the end, I'm sure, but that's how it's looking. I mean, that's a rather bullish sign, isn't it? This will be a disaster, my kid. To be honest, I'm starting to suspect that. Just so we're clear, I don't come from a financial family or background. Please do not base your investment decisions on anything I say because I am not a financial advisor. As a hobby, I enjoy making films on YouTube regarding cryptocurrency for fun. I'm just an enthusiast. Additionally, for the sake of enjoyment. Here is a post from Chart Infinite that I think you will find credible. Crypto. I mentioned this analyst at the beginning of the film. He is one of my favorites. He supplied this Bitcoin USD chart for some context this morning, December 17th. Also, this is a chart of the USD/Bitcoin value that starts in August. The bottom of the market was not yet reached when the chart began. Next, we have the fund's bias based on the price movement over the past several months. Nevertheless, his remarks are as follows. Reason being, we have spent the better part of the last week in consolidation, with prices moving sideways but staying above $40,000. At least thus far, indeed. Accordingly, he stated. After 1 month and $6,000, Bitcoin's price activity is going swimmingly. Preparing for the next impulsive run up to $60,000 plus, we are now ending up a fourth wave of consolidation over $40,000. And thus, I will make a note of this, he was discussing this not long ago. I don't remember when exactly, but very recently. He said something along the lines of, look, based on how things have progressed, which I will not repeat here because I find it annoying, but basically, he said that, given the current trajectory of events, he didn't think Bitcoin was going to suddenly surge to $50,000. Then, according to his observations of the market's behavior, a simple correction to the downside is in order. In his mind, we'll simply glide past that, you know. Reaching the point where $60,000 will be the next significant level of barrier. After that, he remarks that the structure is spotless. I really doubt that this fourth wave will be able to dip beneath $40,000 without damaging any structures, but it could. That is going to be intriguing. When I think of the biggest days in the market, it's usually just Bitcoin, and even if there's some good news for altcoins, it's usually not visible. Then, though, it arrives. Money continues to circulate even while Bitcoin operates. Also, if we're discussing Bitcoin's meteoric rise from its current level, not exactly 50%, but very close. Getting closer by the second. At a record high of nearly $70,000, all coins are going to explode. Because of this, I feel like a lot of people are making hasty judgments about XRP's future success based on its current price. Everything is looking great. I am genuinely thrilled to be involved in the cryptocurrency market. On a more individual level, I have a sizable position in XRP, but I've had a number of opportunities to position myself over the years. All the necessary legal clarity is there. But looking at what's aligned in the crypto realm, for example, and what is plausible to suspect now. If his stock market success continues, and Bitcoin continues to be the market leader for XRP, then why shouldn't we anticipate a new all-time high for XRP? And lastly, a Bitcoin magazine published this article. VanEck is a huge crypto investment firm with, I believe, $76 billion in assets under management. They published this video clip from their CEO. Again, even if you don't own Bitcoin, or maybe you're just like me, and you hold it, you're not enthusiastic about Bitcoin, you should still do it, because he just stated, quote, all-time highs in the next 12 months into quotation mentioning Bitcoin on CNBC. No matter what your motivations are, it's important to diversify. To maintain its position as a leader, we rely on it. Furthermore, this is widely believed to be the outcome. This isn't a lone occurrence either. Actually, that's the exact reason I enjoy keeping tabs on supplementary data points here. Plus, Cointelegraph recently gave some viewpoint. Rick Cashew wrote a post today, and I'd like to summarize it for you. It's a really broad study, but he claimed that Bitcoin's rally has been taking a break for a few days, but that nobody has ignored its strong rally in 2023. Paxos, a cryptocurrency business, surveyed U.S. financial services organizations and found that 99% of them were continuing or increasing their investment in crypto projects from last year. In a post that was once Twitter, senior research analyst at Bitwise Ryan Rasmussen outlined 10 predictions for the cryptocurrency market in 2024. And analysts are getting more and more enthusiastic on Bitcoin and the crypto field overall. I don't pretend to know where Bitcoin is going to top, or if it will top in 2024 or 2025. However, the cool thing is that we had that happen last cycle too, even if people are expecting Bitcoin to go much higher than it ultimately does. He believes it will soar to $80,000 in 2024 and more money will be used to settle using stable coins. Before that cycle, we didn't have. When Bitcoin achieved its all-time high of over $20,000 in 2017, some of you may remember that there were demands for it to go above $50,000 and, eventually, $100,000, and that was just at the beginning. That, of course, was not accurate. People are infamously terrible at selecting top analysts anyway, so was it your and the previous market cycle in 2021? Oh my, 70,000. Just wait, are we at 100,000 or 150,000? The good news for XRP holders like us is that we don't have to fret over whether Bitcoin will reach $100,000 before XRP reaches new all-time highs. All it needs is to do is hit a new all-time high. The reason being that XRP can never reach a new all-time high unless Bitcoin does so first. I could care less if it's 80,000, 90,000, or 100,000. Seriously, I could care less. Furthermore, I may choose not to sell my Bitcoin if the price is too low to entice me. The way it gets determines it, you know. A little over $100,000 will start to pique my interest. However, I have been really forthright and transparent about this in regards to my XRP. The bulk of my cryptocurrency fortune will come from my altcoins, and more especially XRP, which is my biggest holding. I will examine this. Greg Crypto, a chart analyst, has an opinion. This is an altcoin chart that he published, and it only shows the overall market cap of cryptocurrencies, not Bitcoin. Additionally, he penned the following altcoin structural breakdown. Every single coin has broken the framework that was so strongly rejecting the flip that it could not support the breakthrough that happened in the final weekly candle. The crucial retest period has begun, and we may see a 5.5 move within 1 week's worth of candles. Okay, I'll pause to mention that if that happened, alt-currencies' market caps would reach $858 billion at the time he tweeted this, which, incidentally, was this morning at the start of the game, which is what he's saying about appointments. He posted $722 billion, and now we're talking about a rise from $722 billion to $858 billion. Here we had the chance to do something truly amazing, something that could change our lives forever. There is a rationale behind why many cryptocurrency holders, particularly those of the XRP community, are less enthusiastic about Bitcoin. I will remain a Bitcoin supporter and hold on to it until I am persuaded to sell. I will feel that level of enthusiasm. He failed to ignite my passion, if you catch my drift. However, he later claimed to be involved in a 702 lie, which begs the question, what is the $1.137 trillion? That may be why I felt comfortable reading what he stated here. He believes that, after all. Next time you bull, I think he told you to really stretch your muscles and give it your all. Taking into account that alternative assets reached a peak of $1.72 trillion during the previous market cycle, he finds it to be realistic. For this cycle, he thinks we might see 2.3 times that. What exactly are you referring to when you say, here, what 3.36 trillion? May I have a look at that? However, there is something I feel compelled to disclose at this point because, as I am recording this, the all-time high for all coins was $1.72 trillion. The total market capitalization of all coins is well about $800 billion as of this writing. So, you might be under the impression that, well, there isn't much of a chance left. After all, we'll reach that record high, roughly speaking, $1.72 trillion, with just a 2x. Is a 2.3x increase really that significant of a jump to the upside? Is it truly that large? So, even for altcoins, how big of an upside is there? Do you think it's possible? Well, this is certainly not the best perspective to take, but why? Since altcoins don't suddenly become popular, when one goes boom, a lot of people will sell their highs. Profits from one coin go to another that hasn't popped off just yet. So, just so you know, the cryptocurrency market is going to be awash in cash. I don't know whether someone has ever put this together, but it's worth considering. But, think about it, after a cycle ends, if you go back at the all-time highs of every coin, when they were at their height, it would be worth far more than $3.36 trillion. In all likelihood, it's more than $10 trillion. Those figures would be fascinating to see run, so I guess I wouldn't say no. But at the same time. So, I can't be both of those things at once. There is a lot of potential here because of that, though. Plus, I won't be greedy, and it will be a good time. Things start to pop at that point. I aim to sell a wide variety of items throughout this market cycle. Because I have faith in this space and intend to stick on to my cryptocurrency for the long haul, I have never cashed out into US dollars. Up until now, I've been absolutely correct. This isn't an ideal procedure, in fact, it's quite messy. In my case, though, all I do is buy items, sit down, and hold, that's all. And it works. In the context of the stock market, I was aware it was effective. So I did the same thing when I jumped into crypto more than 6 years ago, and now look at how much money I made. The item I bought back then is worth so much more than what it was then. Then you should check this out. Okay, so here we have a news from the Daily Huddle. Steady coin market cap flashes favorable indicator for crypto liquidity according to analytics firm. A leading analytics organization has predicted that the market capitalization of stable coins would continue to rise, which would indicate that participants in the crypto market have more purchasing power. The overall value of stable coins is expected to increase in December for the second consecutive month, following a year and a half of decline. This bodes well for the liquidity of the cryptocurrency market. Additionally, the block examines the net flows of Bitcoin exchanges, which measure the movement of Bitcoin in and out of centralized exchanges by deducting the amount of Bitcoins withdrawn from its deposits. The analytics firm reported that Bitcoin exchanges had net inflows of $860 million this week, which is the highest amount in 9 months. Because of this, consider, what are people doing while prices are flat? Thus, it's really another metric among several that you can consider. Research into the cryptocurrency market has not turned up any conclusive evidence. If you want to know how something affects things, you can look at fundamental analysis, technical analysis, the socials, and the macro environment, among other things. Since it's only an additional item, there are plenty of things to examine here. What an intriguing thing, though. The analytics firm reported a net inflow and exchange of $860 million this week, the highest figure in 9 months. Furthermore, I am aware that huge influxes into exchanges can, depending on the details, indicate that people are about to sell. You have to ask, though, what, if anything, has been going on here for the past week or so, even if some folks do sell down to what? Many analysts have found numerous signals of strength in reputable crypto, among others. Well, certainly, people have been doing that, and you have to question to what extent stable coins are just dry powder that people are waiting to buy. Consider the events of the past several months, for example. This is not novel, you know. What I mean is that we continue moving in that direction. So that's why it's so entertaining. Among all the things, this one is amazing. These moments are just thrilling. You are aware that this was the situation when I entered the cryptocurrency market in 2017, which was a strange moment to do so. Alright, there are these wild, euphoric ballrooms happening. Because of this, it is enjoyable. It was the same in 2020 as we entered 2021. And yet, here we are. Even after all these years, it still looks and feels the same. The fact remains that it does. I see. Everyone needs to admit that if they have been here for more than one cycle. So, it's the same, isn't it? It goes beyond sentiments. No, I don't think so. Everything is fitting together, but my strength is in reasoning and facts. My pals, I can't wait till 2024, because I think we're in for a wild ride. We're going to have a blast. The events of the past few months have been interesting, but we haven't seen anything yet, so we'll have to wait. Sorry, but I don't have any experience in that field. Nothing I say should ever influence you to purchase anything for yourself. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.